Hi there, how we doing? We doing good? That's great. So, today I am going to be doing a bit of an interesting video here on the channel. I wonder how many times I'm going to say that, but today I want to make a video that's going to be a bit out of the blue compared to all of my other videos, because you know it's normally gaming, but today I'm going to be discussing with you all about some mental health advice. Now, you may be wondering to yourself, why am I doing a video on mental health advice here on this channel, especially when you consider the fact that I actually have a second channel that's related all to mental health awareness, and that channel has been quite dead in the water ever since it released, but there has been a very big reason for that. The main reason I haven't uploaded on the other channel is simply because of the fact that I don't have a big audience on there. I didn't expect to have a 100%, I didn't expect like all of my audience to go over to that channel. However, I actually, you know, we only 1,000 of the 49,000 actually joined it, and I'm very grateful for those of you who did subscribe. But and I'm not trying to target all of you who didn't. It's fine. It's fine. It's just I want to be able to talk about this with a wider ranged audience, which is why I'm doing it on here. This is not to say that Mending Minds probably won't probably won't do its own stuff, but it's a lot less likely, and I hope you guys are okay with me kind of spreading some stuff onto here. So the overall topic that I want to discuss today with all of you is why it is very important for you as a person, if you are struggling with mental health, to keep close with friends. And I want to walk you through all the steps because I know there might be a couple roadblocks that might become before, you know, you get to that main bit of, hey, I have friends, I'm gonna stick with them. But obviously there's some stuff that could be a big old roadblock beforehand, and let's you know, it's probably best we go ahead and address those real quick. So the first thing that you might struggle with, and this could this ultimately blocks you off from everything else that I'm going to talk about in this video, and that thing may be, what if I'm not confident enough to feel as if I can interact and get friends? Because there's a chance you might not have that many friends, or you straight up don't. And you know, you're kind of nervous to, I guess, go and interact with people. You don't really want to have a full-on interaction and make it, you know, into that friendship status. The general advice that I could give for this type of thing is, when you find someone that you see yourself around often, not talking to them, but someone that you see yourself being around quite a bit, try and see if you can somewhat pick up on what their personality is without you actually having to talk to them. This can ultimately set up and help you figure out, is this person similar to me? Could we possibly have some type of friendship in the future? Could something like that happen? So generally that'll be the stage where, like, you think about, okay, could there be something that we could have a friendship with, or could there not? And that's, you know, you'll decide there, and if not, you know, you just move on to another person. If not, if you do though, you can generally just see what you can do. One thing that you can try and do, and of course I've always been bad with making friends because I do it in a weird fashion where I always just randomly out of the blue accidentally, and I kid you not, accidentally break into their conversation. The best thing, I guess the best normal way of going about interacting with that person instead of just directly talking to them is, if they have that similar interest as you do, what I heavily recommend is that you basically, you show to that person around them that, hey, I kind of like the same thing you do, maybe you'll interact with me. So it's generally like you're trying to get them to interact with you in the same way that you were interested in what they had. So now, assuming that you might have a little bit of talkativeness with this one person and you might be getting to talk and know them more, obviously there's going to be that general phase in time where you guys are talking more, and it's, you know, that's that time where you're learning more and more, and there's not necessarily advice that I can give on that in-between point. However, there's also going to come that point where you're going to have to show to that person, hey, I know I'm cool, but I also deal with mental health struggles. Are you good with helping me with that? And this is where things get very, very important. The one thing that you want to, and I've always been a strong advocate of believing this, the friends that you hang around shouldn't just be people that are similar to you. It does help a lot if this person is similar to you, because generally you can interact with them easier just in normal talk and not rather serious talk. But the big thing here is that you want to make sure that they are somewhat supportive and good at being supportive of you when you are struggling with mental health issues. They don't have to go full-on therapist on you for that to be the case either. They can simply give you support by telling you it will be okay, which, while that may be a very stereotypical thing to hear, it does help out in the long run, and a lot of people might not realize that because of how, you know, again, stereotypical saying it will be okay, you know, you can get through this type of stuff is. It's very basic, but it does help out in the long run. But generally, one thing you do also want to find, and this will lead into something that I will talk about later, is you do also want to find someone who can walk you through steps to get a solution to what you are struggling with. What are some solutions you can go about? As an example here, and I've noticed this example works best, family issues. We're just going to talk about general family issues here as an example. Say that you are struggling with kind of, you know, you're struggling with, I don't know, parents fighting or something like that. You're struggling with something like that. In this situation, you vent to them about what you're going through, and generally, like I said, you'd want them to be able to help you walk you through whatever that is you're struggling with. And so they may be like, have you tried talking to them about it when they're not fighting, you know, trying to walk them through that type of stuff. That is one of having a friend that does that. That's a very big step in the right direction. And as I said before, this type of friend will later lead into what I'm going to talk about later. One thing that I feel is very, very good is I don't recommend just having one friend to have in your general friend group. It's always good to have multiple because what I personally believe is there is two sections in your friend group. There's going to be two general sections. There's going to be your general huddle of people that you're friends with that will be able to give you that slight nudge and push to kind of stay happy. They'll give you that general it'll be okay type thing, and those will be kind of your general HUD type thing. You might have something similar to it that might be a bit more extreme than just it'll be okay, and it might be a bit more motivating than the it'll be okay circle. But generally, the thing is that, you know, you'll have those group of people to keep you happy, so then you have that section. The big section of your friend group that, in my opinion, is a big focus is generally finding that one person who gets you, who understands everything that you're going through, and you would want to know for sure that this person truly cares about you. What you also want to be able to do in this situation is, along with you knowing that they truly care about you, you also want to be able to, I guess, become attached to them enough to the point where you can also care about them to that exact same level, if not more. And generally, you might find yourself hanging around this person a lot, and that's generally because you'll probably find yourself, you know, you'll become more attached to them because of how much they feel as if they can help you. I bring up the friendship circle and kind of other person in this type of scenario, this type of way, simply because this is the way that I have it. If I'm ever going through issues, my thing is that I have my general circle of people that I'm probably more around more often, and I have my that one person that I really, really care about, who also does watch my videos. And if you're watching this video, you know who you are. Love you. You're awesome. So yeah, overall, that was my advice on how to kind of cope with whatever you're struggling with mental health wise by gathering friends. Obviously, I tried to kind of backtrack into this enough because obviously I'm not going to straight up assume right off the bat that you have that many friends to piggyback off of, especially in the scenario of the group circle of people and the one person. You might not have that type of situation, and some people might struggle more with trying to, I guess, get into that general friendship, like get a general friendship. You know, for some people it might be harder to pinpoint what that one person's interest is, and you can't. It's hard to tell whether they have a similar personality to you or not. It may be harder for some people to do that, and that's okay, because at the end of the day, it may take longer for some people, but the one thing that is completely true, and again, I firmly believe this, there is that one person for everybody. And I know that sounds like a more lovey-dovey type thing, and technically it could be taken that way, but it doesn't have to. We could simply be talking about a friend that you are extremely attached to, one that you strongly care about, and you would honestly do anything for them. You can have that type of friend, and like I said, I firmly believe everyone can have that type of friend as long as they have that drive to find it. And if your big worry in this type of scenario is not being able to find that, that could be what's possibly holding you down. If you have enough of that motivation and enough of that confidence to be able to tell yourself, I can find that group of people that'll be able to tell me it'll be all right and stuff like that. The simple advice. And maybe you can even tell yourself, maybe I know there's going to be that one person for me, because trust me, there will be, and you shouldn't doubt yourself that there will not be. It's very important that, self-doubt is definitely not something that you want in terms of when you're building up friendships. This isn't even, right now, I'm not even trailing off into, just general, like, what is it, like the mental health stuff. Right now, I'm literally just talking about the friends. Self-doubt is very, very harmful when it comes to making friends, because it ultimately ruins a lot of your confidence. The doubt ends up ruining your confidence in the end. So I hope personally this video was kind of a big help to a lot of you guys. I know I am not any licensed therapist, but as someone who does want to become a therapist, this does help a lot in the end, and I really hope maybe this made some positive impact on you if you are struggling with mental health. And I plan to make more videos of this in the future. Obviously, it's not going to become my whole channel, but I do plan to make these videos on a more consistent type basis. So hopefully you guys are looking forward to that. And yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share the video. And I will see you recruits in the next video. Peace.